All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day two. Today, I want to talk a little bit about fasting, and I know that some of you are going to be going through that and participating in that. I really can't encourage you enough. One of the things, I listen to a lot of. I'm a bit of a voracious reader. Part of it's just I've done this for so long. So, usually when people first start getting into holistic health or natural health, there's like a lot of catching up to do, right? Maybe you wake up at 30, 40 years old and, you know, the only blessing I have is I've done this for so long that I've read, not all the books by any means, but I've read a lot of them. I've listened to a lot of the people since the podcast world, has happened. Of course, I'm able to keep up with a lot of science and research in that place, and then also, the guests that we have and just my network of doctors. And so, what I want to talk about today, though, is fasting. But what I've realized so many times when I'm talking through issues and talking through areas of health, one of the perspectives that I have that seems to be unique, and not because I'm smart, just there's just not a lot of voices out there, is really through the lens that we are designed to heal, right? If you know me at all, I talk about that about 5,000 times a day because of that, though. So a lot of times when you're listening to different people speak or share, and assuming that they're just authentic and good people, which I hopefully, most of the people that we listen to are, it's usually through this like, um, you know, billion year evolution, and there's just a lot of assumptions that are made, and then it tends, and I get why, but it's also like everybody's looking through the new breakthrough scientific pathway and this super thing and this magic food that you have to take. And I listen to it. I think it's interesting, right? It really makes me, kind of in awe, of the body. Matter of fact, I was meeting with a patient yesterday, and she was telling me about her little son who broke his collarbone over the weekend. And those of you that have ever broke your collarbone or know somebody that has, I mean, it can be pretty dramatic. Like your collarbone is like shifted up. It looks crazy when you see it on X-ray. I've had patients in my office that I've had take pictures of it, and they've had broken collarbones. And most often, the treatment, the medical treatment is nothing. You just, well, maybe a sling, and then you just let it heal, and the bone will remodel, and it builds this little bulbous around it, and then over time, it'll just it'll just heal. Okay, like that to me is so amazing. So when I hear about all these pathways and all this crazy, not crazy, this like this, and this is what's going to do, and then this will fix your mitochondria, and this will do this, I always say, like, maybe. I get it. I get that we think that. I get that you maybe even have a scientific paper to show me about that. But I also think this at the same time. I think, okay, but humans as long as humans have been around, we did it and lived successfully, right? Like we weren't this scientific paper from the NIH funded by this person to try to prove this one little point so we can make some new supplement or new drug or something like that. Like that's not really required for us to live. Okay, now what's happened though is we've gotten so upside down in the fake food that we eat and the ultra processed food and the stressful lifestyles and the energy drinks and the triple frappuccinos and artificial sweeteners. That's made us so sick that when you see some of this other information, it's definitely an improvement, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying it's bad even. I'm saying it's not the whole story, okay? And because of that, we end up getting confused. We end up looking for the hack. I've said this a lot. I pretty much at this point detest the term biohacking. And the reason is because it's like we're trying to shortcut God's physiology, okay? And so I'm just not interested in that. Like, if that's you, great, maybe, okay, but that's not what I'm into. I'm into how are we designed to heal, right? And let's support that in the most, I don't want to say the most basic way, but it sounds basic. I think that's one of the reasons people either love me or hate me is they think I'm too simple. No, I don't know. I mean, I just don't think that. I think it takes quite an ego to think that, we're going to like scientifically figure out all these pathways. So I'm saying all this as an intro to fasting. Okay. One of the things I love about fasting is that it's, you're doing nothing. And for some reason, right? Not for something, there's lots of reasons, but and doing nothing is amazing for the body, right? Like how just kind of paradoxical is that, right? How ironic is that? Like when we get out of the way almost completely, like just, you know what, just it's like when you get really fed up with one of your kids, you know, and you're just like, just go over there, right? I need a break. I need to get my head on straight. I need to think clearly. I need to calm down, whatever the scenario is. Like that's what we need for our bodies because most of the time we're just shoving crap down them. Now, sometimes it's crap that we know it's, you know, candy bars and soda pops and things like that. Maybe not for you, but also it's just the processed, you know, even the natural stuff. It's organic Oreos. It's, you know, stevia drinks. It's all this stuff where we're trying to hack it. And I'm just saying, you know what? Sure, it's a little safer, it's a little less toxic, but honestly, it's not that much better. So, fasting, though, is a way that has all of these benefits. Now, there's some people that will say, well, that's, you know, a million years ago, that's how we were designed because we didn't have food all the time. They can have that perspective. I don't really care. And then there's other people who just say, it's just really good for the body to rest like that. And I don't want to say there's just debate on both sides. I mean, you got everything from you should eat more, you should eat 6 meals a day. You got people that say you should fast, right? 20 hours a day. I definitely lean on the side of fasting. For me, I lean on the side of fasting because it's just easier for me. Okay. I like how I feel when I fast. I don't have to worry about what I'm going to eat. I don't have to worry about, you know, my next meal. I don't have to sit there and be like, oh, I'm starving. I just get in the zone. I work, I see patients, I stay busy, and I don't eat till dinner. All right. And so that's primarily what I do. Now, again, on the weekends with the family, oftentimes we'll have breakfast, you know, eggs, sausage, things like that. We eat a little bit more on the weekends, and you know, each their own on that. But I'm pretty hardcore during the week. So for fasting, I would say, you know, do it as much as you can. Now, there's countless benefits, and I'm not going to really talk about the benefits today because it's everything that you want. It's weight loss, it's better sleep, it's better energy, it's better libido, it's reduced blood sugar levels, it's, you know, better focus, mental clarity, cellular healing, cellular death, boosts immune system, cortisol levels drop. Like it's all the stuff that you want. Okay, and again, the irony of it is, it's because the body is just doing like what it's designed to do, and it's not really putting up with the crap that we put inside of the body. There's tons of research that show that fasting, you know, leads to things like longevity and things like that. So one of the things I always try to do is keep this as simple as we can. Some people are super detail orientated. Some of you are on this challenge. I love you. I'm not like that. All right. So I look at it and I go, okay, let's get the big idea, right? What's really going on here? What's kind of the easiest, simplest way I can do this? So when it comes to, you know, taking care of ourselves, fasting definitely fits one of those ways. So usually the best way to do it is skipping breakfast, right? And then waiting as long as you can to eat in the afternoon. And then, you know, stop eating, obviously, you know, as early as you can in the evening. For me, it's a little difficult because I get home late from work. So that's just my rhythm, right? So last night, as I mentioned, when I got home around 7:30, we probably ate at 8. I had half of a ribeye, some green beans and olive oil and salt, and a little bit of cauliflower kind of potatoes with butter in them. And that was dinner. And I had a couple of blackberries and, you know, a cup of water. I had a couple pieces of some cheese, raw cheese. And that was it, right? And I feel great, and I felt great, and slept great, and woke up, and when I, you know, did my prayer call, and went and did my exercise, and came back, and I'm taping this video. And then I won't eat again until tonight. Well, I do have a staff meeting today. We're celebrating one of my staff leaving, and we're celebrating a lunch with her, so I might eat today, so I'm not too rude for her. I haven't decided yet. I did put in my order for the team, so who knows what I'll do today. But I'll let you know if I do. But so just as kind of like, as I wind down here with fasting, so a lot of people, when they first start thinking about fasting, it's like they can't even imagine it, right? They're like, I don't know how I'm going to be so grumpy. I'm going to be starving. I'm going to be faint, you know, this kind of stuff. If that's you, now listen to your body. I'm not telling you to, you know, pass out at your desk, but I'm saying if that's you, like that is a signal that your body's not doing well. Okay, like you're so dependent on a constant influx of basically refined carbohydrates and quick bursts of sugar so you can like not crash, that's a bad sign of physiological adaptation. Your cells are not able to handle not eating. That's not a good sign. You wouldn't make it long. You wouldn't make it long, in a struggling situation. And so that's an indicator. I say this sometimes. It's kind of like if you walked up a flight of stairs and you got really tired at the first flight, you wouldn't say stairs are bad for you. You'd say, I'm out of shape. If you can't fast without losing your mind for skipping breakfast, I'm here to tell you that's a problem, okay? And so you might have to ease into this a little bit. My experience has been most of the people that struggle with fasting, it's in the mind, okay? It's that you're mad about it. It's all you can think about. This stinks. I want to be able to have this. I miss my triple frappuccino and my cheese Danish. Like these habits that we've got into our lives, most of them just in response to stress. When we're stressed out, we crave sugar, we crave salt, we crave things like that. And so my encouragement for you today is fasting, okay? Ryan has laid out a great fasting schedule that's available to you. Use that one. Just start trying to not eat, okay? Maybe you aren't as extreme as I am. Maybe you're more extreme than I am. But just try to not have your life revolve around what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat it, how you're going to eat it, where you're going to eat it. Like, it's weird how much it consumes us. Now, on the extreme end, at some point, yes, you need to start having some nuanced understanding of nutrition and what's in things and things like that. But for right now, most of us just need to stop getting the junk out, right? That's why fasting works. You're not having anything, okay? So you just need to stop getting so much junk in your body, all right? So much refined sugar, so much just junk. And then let your body just rest and restore. When I took my dad to natural cancer clinic, and that's one of the primary things that you do is fasting. Why? Because it just lets the body focus on healing. And just fasting, you see amazing healings happen. Not because it's magic, but because, again, and I'll wind the video down here, because you're letting the body do what the body's designed to do, and it's brilliant at it. We're the ones that often mess it up. So when it comes to a keto, when it comes to the benefits, when it comes to what you want, one of the best things you can do is fasting. Try to have the smallest eating window that you can handle. Okay, so you might eat for from 5 to 8 p.m. or maybe 6 to 8 p.m. So maybe you have a 22-hour eating window, 2-hour eating window. Maybe it's a little longer. Maybe over time it will condense. But you want to be able to handle that. So send me some thoughts, send me some questions. I'm just about to sneeze here, so I better turn this off. But give me some feedback. I know some of you are doing great. You've sent me in some of your numbers, some of your fasting glucose numbers, some of your ketone level numbers. Way to go. I've been making sure I'm getting back in ketosis, and so I was peeing on my ketone strip this morning, and I am back in ketosis, or getting higher, and so we're making progress. So have a great day, you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. God bless.